today on Divorce Court.
I like Manuela. I just want her to change her attitude.
Nelson's too jealous, too insecure, has a bad temper, very disrespectful, so jealous.
I want the judge to know that I'm a great guy and Manuela loves me and I love her. I don't know what Manuela wants from me. All I do is work, take care of the household, make love to her, but it's not good enough for her.
I'm the mother of his child. He needs to have a little more respect for me, or else I'm out of here.
If I'm not good enough for Manuela, I'm gonna pick my stuff up and go.
I want the judge to tell Nelson that he needs to change his attitude today.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Manuela Cruz and Nelson Rosado. The two of you have been together for 5 years. You have one child together, but you don't want to be together anymore. Ms. Cruz, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why we're here in divorce court today?
Well, basically, me and Nelson been together for 5 years. You know, after I had the baby, he became a little jealous. A little too jealous. Let me rephrase that. A little too jealous.
Tell me what he's been doing. How's he showing his insecurity?
Okay, if I have to go to like a family event, I always have to ask him for permission first. Have to tell him who's gonna be there, what time I'm coming back, who's gonna be touching the baby, you know.
Is that true?
In a way, it's true, Your Honor, but I'm just a responsible man that I want to know who's going to be around my daughter at all times. I do respect and I do trust her, but I want to know who's around my daughter. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. You don't believe that she has the capacity to make good decisions with respect to the people she brings around her daughter? You don't think she's able to do that?
And she's able to do that, but the people that's around her at these type of parties, I don't really trust them. I'm at work, so she's out there partying with her family. I need to know who's around my daughter.
And what do you do with that information?
It's just peace of mind. If the baby's going to be around somebody that I don't approve, I don't want my daughter over there.
Okay. Tell me what happened when you had the baby.
When I had the baby, you know, I was really sick, whatever. I was in a coma for 7 hours. So when I woke up, he had like an attitude. I said, what happened? He said, oh, the baby's not mine. That's what the staff said.
Mr. Rosado, can you give me your version of that story?
Well, Your Honor,
and please let it be different.
No, I'm going to tell you that the baby started looking Chinese when she first came out. And as you can see clearly, I have no Chinese in me. So I started asking like the people that work in the hospital, and they started telling me the baby looks a little Chinese. You might want to get a DNA test and this and that. So that was the reason why I thought the baby wasn't mine. I'm not Chinese.
Let me tell you about my second baby. He looked Asian as well. Straight, jet black hair, you know, a little lighter than her. They just, you know, I'm not Chinese. I'm not Asian. My husband's darker than me. Didn't nobody get excited? You know why? Because we're grown. They come out looking like they look. They brown up, their hair curls up, all kinds of things happen. So that's your fear center talking to you.
It
could not be mine because he doesn't look like me. A lot of babies just don't look like their fathers. You get me?
I understand what you're saying. I understand.
Woman just came out of a coma and you gonna holler?
It wasn't right after she woke up from the coma, you know. It took some time for me to talk about that. It wasn't right after, oh, she woke up and I'm telling her the baby's Chinese. No, it takes some time.
Well, how long did it take for you to get to that conversation?
I'll say a week, 2 weeks.
No, it was a day.
She's asking me a question. I'm answering.
You don't like it that she has so many male friends. Why don't you tell me about what she's doing, who she's doing it with, and why you don't like it?
Well, my opinion, I've never had a female friend that I've never had sex with. So I don't understand how she can do that. Nothing but male friends, no female friends around. It's just guys. So I find that a little hard to believe. It's a little uncomfortable, Your Honor.
So you have never engaged in a conversation with a woman with whom you did not ultimately have sex?
Conversation, hi, how you doing? But if it led to more than that, we had something going on.
You mean to tell me
Right?
you met a lady, you're sitting down, you're sitting on a park bench, she comes up, you say hi, you pass the time of day, eventually she's just gonna sleep with you?
I'm not gonna approach her just for nothing. If I approach a woman, it's because I want something.
Oh, you want sex? You don't.
Of course, that's
you
what
don't
every
feel
man
they.
wants.
I got it. I'm with you. I'm with you. I get it. Don't like it, but I get it. Do you not trust her? Have you ever caught her doing anything wrong?
No, I really don't trust her. Out of 100%, probably 45.
Why so low? What has she done?
Basically, when I met her, she had a boyfriend. She was with the man for like 6 years. She told me she had a boyfriend, so I didn't see nothing wrong because in my mind, I wasn't trying to get into nothing serious. But as time kept on progressing, I would hear her on the phone talking to her boyfriend at the time.
While she's with you?
Yeah, telling him that she was hanging out in her house with her mother when she's laid up in my bed.
But he knew.
Yeah,
He
but
knew.
I didn't think at the time it was gonna go serious, you know?
He didn't think he was gonna get feelings that fast.
Yeah, but Miss Cruz, I gotta say, you laying up in the bed with another man, talking to your real man on the phone, is that not tired and foul?
It is. But
I mean, that's teaching him something. That's teaching him how devious you can be. That's teaching him that you have the capacity to be naked in the arms of a dude that isn't him and have a conversation with him about popcorn. Do you know what I'm saying?
yes.
That messes with a mind, especially if a mind is already suspicious. Whew.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to that story.
Well, why don't you tell me the rest of that story?
So basically, that dude that was in jail, you know, we were already done. I was just around helping his family out with law financially, you know? And the deal was, I told him from jump, yo, I have a boyfriend. We're not really like together, but I am helping out with lawyers and commissary.
Gotcha.
He was so focused about what happened between me and my ex. Like, every time I would ask about what happened with him and his ex, it's like, oh, that's not important because what you're going through now is more important. Like, you're doing something messed up, you got some boyfriend in jail, and now you with me.
Do you trust him? Mr. Rosado, you say that Ms. Cruz is never interested in your past. She never wants to talk about your life or who you are or what you've done. Why don't you tell me about that?
Yeah, she's never asked about my past girlfriends, things that I used to do in the past. None of that
that's
stuff.
a lie.
Stop.
She never asked about that, so I never thought to bring it up because I don't want to talk to her about different girls because I know it's going to lead to an argument. She's going to say, oh, you're still thinking about her. Why are you bringing her up? So I just never talk about my past with her.
But why does it bother you that she doesn't bring it up? Because most guys I know would say, like, I don't want to talk about my past girlfriend with my current girlfriend. I thought that would be a positive thing.
I mean, basically it bothers me because I feel like she's not interested in me. If I feel she was interested in me, she would ask more about me. Just the same way that I do because I'm interested in her.
Does she just not ask about past relationships, or she just doesn't seem to have any interest in you and what you do whatsoever?
She has no interest in what I used to do with my life before. What I do presently, yeah, she wants to put her nose in everything.
But not the past.
Not the past.
And you would like to go with the
Yeah,
past.
I would like to have a conversation what I used to do, where I come from, and all of that stuff.
Why can't you just start that conversation?
It's, you know, it takes for her to ask. I feel like
Why?
she's not interested, so I don't want to bring it up if she don't ask.
Ms. Cruz, do you understand, because I don't, what he's talking about with respect to your lack of interest in his past relationships?
Well, basically, I don't care about his ex-girlfriends because I'm here now, so I really don't care about them. But he was so focused about what happened between me and my ex, like, every time I would ask about what happened with him and his ex, it's like, oh, that's not important because what you're going through now is more important. Like, you're doing something messed up, you got some boyfriend in jail, and now you with me. But I told you what we went through, what went on, so you acting like you're surprised.
You say he never allows you to see his phone. Do you believe he's doing something inappropriate?
I believe there's some flirtatious things going on in his phone, but I'm not going to fight you for the phone if you don't want to give it to me willingly.
Do you trust him?
I trust him more than 45%.
Mr. Rosado, would it be uncomfortable if I were to go over there, acquire your phone, and give it to her, open up the password, and let her just scroll right on through there? Would that cause you discomfort?
I actually don't have my phone on me.
Yeah, but it was a hypothetical question.
I have no problems with that.
It wouldn't bother you at all.
I sleep with my phone in my belly so she could touch it any time she wants. I'm not hiding it under the pillow like that.
But you're not afraid for her to look at anything?
I'm not afraid. She could take the phone.
So you're being completely faithful to her?
I'm positive.
She has nothing to be concerned about.
I don't cheat. All I do is work and take care of our daughter. I don't cheat.
You don't cheat.
No, I don't know what that means.
I never said that you cheated. You know what it is when
You
I
say that whenever the two of you argue, it gets crazy and ridiculous and out of hand. Why
Yeah.
don't you tell me some small argument or something and tell me how far afield it went?
Okay, we have a 3-year-old daughter with hair so long, curly, so I always braid it. I have to go to work in the morning, so I allow him to take her, get dressed, and get ready. But I do say, leave the hair the way it is. Just put some water, brush it back, because I don't want it to be so tangled. When I come home from work, I see the baby with the bushy ponytail. Then I have to comb it out, and she's like, oh, oh, oh. So I'm just like, you know what? That's why I told you, leave it like it is, because now I have to put her into all this pain and agony when you should have just listened. I know it's petty, but just...
I mean, did you all really have an argument about that?
Yes.
I mean, were you screaming and hollering?
Yes.
Cursing and carrying on?
Everything.
About a ponytail?
Yes, because 40 times you talk about a ponytail, you're going to want to scream and holler after the 41st time?
So I have my female trainer spotting me while I'm doing squats, and she comes out of nowhere and just slaps the trainer. Oh, why she so
That's
close
a lie.
to you?
That's a lie.
Why she so close to you? Why she gotta be all
That's
up on
such
you?
a lie.
She's the trainer. She spotted me so I don't fall.
Did you slap the woman? Do you think Nelson's suspicions about Manuela are reasonable? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Divorce Court. So, Mr. Rosado, what is your take on the amount of arguing you do and how far the arguments go?
I mean, the amount of argument we do, I would say 2 to 3 times a month.
2 to 3 times a month
Yeah.
is a big blowout.
Yeah.
And what kind of things would cause a big blowout?
For instance, I was in my gym training. I have a female trainer, right? So I'm doing squats. I'm trying to get fit for her because she tells me that I got a big belly. So I'm trying to, lose a couple of pounds or whatever. So I have my female trainer spotting me while I'm doing squats, and she comes out of nowhere and just slaps the trainer. Oh, why she so
That's
close
a lie.
to you?
That's a lie.
Why she so close to you? Why she gotta be all
That's
up on you?
such a lie.
She's the trainer. She spotted me so I don't fall. That's her
That's
job.
a
That's what she's
lie.
supposed to do. Oh, why you gotta get a female trainer, get a male? I don't want no man behind me.
That's a lie.
For what?
But you did tell me not too long ago that you don't deal with women at all because the only reason to deal with a woman would be to have sex with her.
But she's a
So
trainer.
having said that, and then getting a female trainer, which means you're not really well clothed and it might
Sweaty.
cause a concern. Having said that, did you slap the woman?
No, I didn't. I confronted him about it.
Well, why are you confronting? Well, if he told you that about his approach to women, I could see it.
Thank you.
But is that why you got so upset?
Yes, because it's not her. She's just doing her job. You're the one who's saying that every girl you meet, you have to sleep with.
If I speak to the girl and I want to sleep with her, but I'm only focused on her right now,
You
Your
know
Honor.
how those gym trainers got the...
Yeah, no, I understand all of that. Yeah, well, I know. But you see how you set that in her mind?
I understand.
You planted that in there, and it grew.
Like a tumor.
Yeah, yep. That's how it goes. Do you guys still argue?
We argue once in a while, but we trying to work on it now. That's why we're here.
I understand, however, that you guys got so sick of the arguments, however, you started to give each other the silent treatment.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 weeks I didn't speak to her.
And what caused you not to speak to her for 2 or 3 weeks?
I remember one incident, we was at a family dinner, and my aunt, I haven't seen her for like 8, 7 years, and she gives me a big hug on the cheek, a kiss on the cheeks and a nice hug, and then she goes up to my aunt and tells her that's not appropriate to do, to kiss me on the cheek, to my aunt, remind you, Honor. I'm like, "Tati pata
Did you
loca."
get mad because his aunt kissed him on the cheek?
First off, these are family that come from all over. Like, I never met you. So when I see this, they're like real, kissy, and I confronted both of them together. It wasn't like I just went to her.
But weren't they right in front of you?
I actually was on the other side, and I see it from a distance.
See, but you were in the same room.
Yes.
And you knew this was family. There was a family reunion or a family event, right?
Family and friends.
Huh?
It was family
and friends. And you really think that he was going to touch this woman inappropriately right in front of you in the same room? So much so that you had to confront them both. How much sense does that make? Let me tell you what I see. I see a dude over there, good looking, he knows it, likes his women, been through quite a few, probably has a past he'd love to brag about, but you won't ask him.
Oh, man.
You know, and he's got his slick on, and he's always a little flirtatious, and he says stuff like, I don't see any reason to talk to a woman unless I'm going to eventually sleep with her. I don't really believe that. That's just part of his cool swagness that he's trying to sell you. But if you're with him, and you had a baby with him, you got to be able to sit that down and trust him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because it's not possible not to interact with people of the opposite gender. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
What do you think is creating conflict in this relationship? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
I understand that the final straw that brought you here and made you believe you couldn't be together anymore is that you had arguments so intense and ugly that a family member had to intervene and take the baby. Tell me about that, Ms. Cruz. What happened? What were you arguing about?
It was about the ponytail again. So his family member said, you know, you guys are always arguing and it gets so vicious with what you guys are saying. It's best I have the baby, take her out, you know, out of your way, because I see where you guys are going. So she took the baby out the living room. We're arguing. And later on that day.
About a ponytail?
About a ponytail. I know it's so petty, but I just don't want to damage her hair. That's all. It's so beautiful and long. And I know he's no hairstylist. I know that. But that's why I do it the night before. I prep everything, clothes, shoes, everything. Just get her a shower and get her dressed. The hair is fine.
Now, you know the woman is crazy with respect to this ponytail. Why do you not put that child's hair in a ponytail?
Your Honor, I'm not a hairstylist, and the only hairstyle that I know how to do to my daughter is a little ponytail hanging out. I don't see nothing wrong with that. You got fathers that don't do nothing for their kid. I'm over here.
He says he does put a ponytail in.
No, I have it in a braid. Her hair is super long. I braid it down, and he takes it out the braid, wets her hair, no conditioner, and it's all knotted up in that ponytail, which he doesn't even really know how to do. So by the end of the day, she has candy, leaves, everything in there, and I have to comb it out, brush it out, and it hurts her. And to avoid all of that, I just say leave the braid that I did the night before.
Let me tell you something. You need to grow up. This is ridiculous. You guys talking about why won't she ask me about my past girlfriend so you could have a chance to brag, and I don't talk to women that I don't want to sleep with, which is ridiculous, and then you go get a female trainer, and then you're going to lose your mind, absolutely shake up the earth about a ponytail. Do you want to know what hurts her more than combing out that ponytail? All that chaos the two of you are causing in that household when you're caring about that ponytail. It's ridiculous. It's just hair. Yeah. It's just hair, and if it's too much for you to handle, cut it off. It'll grow back. You know, it's not that deep. It's not who she is. It has nothing to do with her value or anything like that. Don't teach her that's important. If you don't want to, do something like that. My husband would never put pony in any tail. It's not, it's not. Leave him alone. Grow up. Quit hollering. Talk to each other like you have some sense. You're grown people. I know you're not going to leave him, and I know you're not going to leave her, but act like you got some sense so your daughter is not raised in a little tornado, because the tornadoes that you cause in your house spin around in her head for the rest of her life, and you'll wonder why she's crazy, and you'll have to remember, ponytail. This matter is adjourned.